Geronimo, or his born name Goyal, was an Apache military leader, tribal leader, and soldier who lived from 1829 to 1909. He was born into the Padonkey Band of the Apache in Nordoyan Canyon, Mexico. Geronimo was a man born into an age of American expansion and Mexican hostility. Conflict wasn't a stranger to Geronimo and his people. Raiding their neighbors was an Apache part of life, used not only for strategic purposes but for economic reasons as well. By the age of 17, Geronimo had already carried out and led 4 different successful raiding operations and was admitted to the warrior council of his tribe. Not even an adult by today's standards, Geronimo proves himself to be a capable leader and soldier, or an example of having great charisma. After the massacre of Casquille, a Mexican army-led raid on an Apache camp outside Llanos, Chihuahua, the death of Geronimo's mother, wife, and 3 children devastated Geronimo, who was left with a very bitter and personal hatred towards Mexicans that stayed with him until his death. After the end of the Mexican-American War in 1848, the United States acquired large tracts of land from Mexico, including areas belonging to the Apaches. After a decade of conflict, Geronimo's father-in-law, Cochise, wanted an end to the fighting and agreed to establishment of reservations on prized Apache lands. After the death of Cochise, the American government went back on their deal and moved the Chiricahua north so American settlers could move into the rich land. This spurred the action of Geronimo into a new campaign of fighting. Geronimo proved himself yet again to be cunning, aggressive, and elusive, but he was captured in 1877 and sent to the San Carlos Apache Reservation, where he struggled with the reservation life for 4 years until escaping again in 1881. Over the next 5 years, Geronimo and his small band of Chiricahua followers took place in what is to be the last of the Indian Wars against the United States. During this time, this seemingly mystical leader was reborn a legend as the newspaper followed the U.S. Army's pursuit of him. Almost a quarter of the Army's forces, 5,000 men strong. Finally, in the summer of 1886, he surrendered. Even though Geronimo and his people were kept under guard, Geronimo experienced a bit of fame. He appeared at fairs, including the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, as people wanted to see the famous Indian warrior. In 1905, he published his autobiography, and that same year had an audience with President Theodore Roosevelt. In February 1909, he was thrown from his horse and suffered injuries that led to his death 6 days later.